Thank you, Secretary Jewell and Secretary Connor, for taking the time to be able to be here, and appreciate you extending your visit just a moment. Did want to be able to speak to some questions that are important for our district. I was very pleased in terms of your comment that you want to be able to work with the locals in a thoughtful management process on the public lands. But I did want to be able to get some clarity in regards to the RSS 2477. In regards to closing of roads. Does the Bureau of Land Management have unilateral authority to make binding determinations on the validity of claims of rights-of-way under this statute?
I'm not. Could you repeat that one more time?
Do you have the authority basically to be able to go in unilaterally make these decisions to shut down the roads?
I'm not familiar with the legal ramifications and what our authorities are and aren't, so I'll have to get back to you for the record on that.
Okay, well, we would appreciate that. When the BLM does close roads, I'm sure you're aware we've had a lot of access points going into our public lands that have been shut off recently. I think you heard about it when you were in Colorado. When we're closing these county roads, citing land use and planning management purposes, is this done with any consultation with the counties?
I'm not sure, Congressman. I think the interpretation of the RS 2477 roads and whether they're still valid existing roads is probably an administrative decision by the BLM as part of their resource management plans. But I think to be more accurate, I'd probably want to expand on that for the record. And I think the initial decision making is probably a Bureau of Land Management decision.
Right. And going back to that comment that was made initially, I'm wanting to be able to work with the local communities. I would encourage you to talk to those local communities before some of those road closures actually take place. Are you aware when a closure is being planned, are the counties notified?
I'm not aware of how that works.
Not aware of
I'm not either. We're going to have to research this with the BLM, and we're very happy to get back to you.
In regards to some of the closures, is any consideration given the nature of my state, my district? We have outdoor people to the Americans with Disabilities Act.
I think the decision on whether an RS 2477 road still exists is just whether it's had continual use. I think that's the issue before the administrative agency.
Would you be willing to work with us in terms of getting some kind of a consistent policy when we look at ADA issues, when we look at impact on communities, to be able to make sure that those communities are included? We'd had Chief Tidwell, and he talked about a computer model in regards to being able to fight forest fires. I was on both of the incident command centers at the West Fork Complex Fire, Pagosa Springs over in Monte Vista. First words out of the mouth were, our computer models are out the window. So this is a real concern in terms of the road closures, access into our public lands, and we're seeing this accelerate. And we'd love to be able to visit with you more on this issue and to be able to get your cooperation for our local areas. Another area that's of interest for our particular district is and it goes back actually to Ms. Napolitano's comment in regards to clean water. We have the reclamation notice of the Arkansas Valley Conduit and offers an effective regional answer to be able to deliver clean drinking water down into southeastern Colorado. And will Reclamation commit to carry over the next fiscal year any unobligated funds for the project from prior appropriations to strengthen the fiscal year 15 budget requests to ensure that this vital project for my district does continue?
Typically, Reclamation, that is a separate line item in Reclamation's account, and we typically carry over those funds for that specific purpose.
Great. And in regards to the hydro development power, as you're aware, we passed the Small Hydroelectric and Jobs Act, signed into law. It's been law now for 8 months, and I think a very good opportunity to be able to create clean energy. Do you have any information on the number of projects that are currently under consideration and what you're doing to be able to accelerate their development?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for your leadership in working with us on those provisions. We have revised our lease of power privilege process in accordance with the legislation as it's been enacted. Beforehand, we had also revised the regulatory structure so we would have clarity on how to move forward. So that has spurred a lot of interest. We've got a lot of projects that are currently...
Just to add one more, and I apologize, I'm running out of time. If you'll keep us updated on that, we'd appreciate it. I would like to go on to the sage-grouse issue. Is the department going to be able to provide measurable species preservation goals so our state and local officials can meet with them? I'd love to have met with you, but when you came into my district, we only found out 3 days in advance that you were coming. Otherwise, I would have been there.
I'm going to answer that one for the record. We'll get back to you with specific numbers and how that all works. I know that there's the COT report from the Fish and Wildlife Service is what will govern the decisions made. I do believe that there are targets, but I need to get back to you with specifics.
We'd love to be able to know those numbers so that we've got something actually to shoot at when we're looking at having 11 states encompassed. If we have full recovery in the state of Colorado, but we are still in that full recovery of 11 states, we've had remarkable progress at the state, the local, the community level to be able to achieve that. And I'm
Time has expired. Madam Secretary.